Welcome, here I've got Xiaomi Redmi 9C and I'm gonna show you the top tricks of its camera. So at first we have to tap on the camera button here to open it, and for now we are in the standard photo mode. Let's see what we've got here. Let me start with this settings bar. Here, as you can see, we can change the modes of this camera. So we have the Pro mode, video mode, standard photo mode, portrait mode, and to the right we have more. So we have the time-lapse and short video. So this is a lot. I don't have much time to speak about all of these modes now. I suggest you to making experiments with that and just have a good fun. Now let me stay on the standard photo, and here let's start by tapping on the camera anywhere like that. As you can see, we have access to this ring connected with this small icon from the right. So the ring is the focusing. You can focus anywhere you need at the picture. And when we tap a little bit longer on this icon here, we get access to this slider with the exposure compensation. So here we can manage the light of the picture. By going up, as you can see, we can make our photo much brighter. And by going down, we can make it more dark. So this is how it looks like here. And of course, when we tap on the screen anywhere again, we go back to the auto exposure compensation with that. Now let me show you how to use zoom. We can do it by using two fingers, and here is how to get closer to the subject and also go back. Now let's move to this settings bar. Let me start from the left. The first one button here I want to show you is the flash. Here we can turn on the auto flash. So now camera recognizes when it's needed, when it's too dark. We can also use this button here to turn it on every time we take a picture. And also here we have access from the right to the fill light, so the torch. And from the left we can easily turn it off, so let me stay on this now. Now let's move to the next one button, the HDR option. We can turn it on auto, so the camera recognizes when are the best possible conditions to have this. We can also turn it on every time we take a picture and turn it off. But I suggest you to keep this on the autos because the HDR helps to improve the details in the brightest and darkest areas of our photos. And this is really useful and make our pictures just more beautiful and liveful. And this is especially useful when we take landscapes. So now let's move to the next one button. Here we can turn on auto intelligent camera, so it helps us to taking better pictures with some auto intelligent settings. Another tap to turn this off. And let's move to the next one button. Here we have access to the filters, so also we can make our photos here just more beautiful before we take it. As you can see, we have access to this slider, and this is how to manage this. So for now, let's go back to the beginning, to the normal one, and let's move to this button in the right corner. When we pick this, we get access to more options about the camera we can manage. Now let's focus on the first one, settings bar here. Here we can manage the aspect ratio of this camera, so the camera frame. Now we are in 3:4. Let's change this to 1:1. And as you can see in the camera preview, the background has changed to the square one. The next one here available is 9:16, so this is a little bit longer one, and this is how it looks like. We have also here the full aspect ratio, so full camera frame, and this is how it looks like here. And of course we can easily go back to 3:4. So to remind you, this is how it looks like. Now let's move to the second settings bar here. So here we can change the delay of taking picture. We can pick from 3, 5 or 10 seconds of delay. So this is the camera timer. Let me pick 3 seconds to show you how it works, and now let me take a photo. And as you can see here, we have the countdown, and the picture was taken with 3 seconds of delay. So for now, let's go back to the beginning here to turn this off, and let's move to this settings. Let's start with the tilt shift the button from the right. By tapping on this, as you can see, we can easily blur the background. So this is useful when we take, for example, the portrait. We have to pick from the circle or parallel and this is how it works here. Now let's go back to the settings, let's turn this off and let's move to the show gridlines button. As you can see, by tapping on this we can turn on and turn off the camera grid lines. So let me stay on turn it on, and it shows us these lines. This is useful, for example, when we want to use the rule of thirds in photography or making experiments with composition. Also remember that these lines are not visible at the real picture, so when I take a photo and when I move here to the left corner at the bottom to this button, when we pick this we get quick access to the gallery. This is our picture. As you can see, we can't see these lines added, so the grid lines are only to help us taking better pictures. Of course, we can go back easily to the right corner and use this button to turn them off, so for now they have gone here. Now let's move to this button from the left with settings. When we pick this, we can open the advanced camera settings. As you can see, also we have a lot of settings here, so let me show you a few of them. At the first place we have add timestamp on photos. By using this button we can easily turn on and turn off by another tap the timestamp watermark. So let me keep this turned on now. Let's go back to the camera to take another picture. And again, let's move here to the left corner at the bottom to the gallery. This is our photo. As you can see now, in the right corner at the bottom we have the timestamp watermark. So let's get closer to it. And this is how it looks like. Of course, when you don't need this, you can easily go back to the camera, then to the settings in the right corner and pick this button here from the left and use this button here to turn off this option. So for now, when we take another picture, the timestamp should not be visible at it. Now let's move to scan QR codes option. By using this button we can easily turn it off and turn it on, and this option allows our camera to scan QR codes by putting them inside the camera preview in the standard photo mode, so remember about this. I suggest you to keep this turned on because this is the easiest way to scan QRs at this device, so you don't need any other app to do it. Now let's move to the picture quality. By tapping on this we can manage the quality of the photo. We can pick from high, standard and low, and of course I suggest you to keep this on the best possible, so the high. So now let's move to the volume buttons function. When we pick this we can decide what our volume keys which are here at this device do with cooperation with the camera. So in the standard usage, these buttons with the device allow us to control the volume, and with the camera we can pick from the shutter, shutter countdown, zoom or volume. For now let me pick shutter to show you how it works. Let's go back to the camera and now let me use these buttons here. As you can see, I can easily take a picture now. So this is really cool. Now let's go back to the settings and let's slide a little bit down and press and hold shutter button. So when we pick this we can decide what our shutter, when we tap on it a little bit longer, do from record video, burst shot or focus. I want to show you the burst shot because this is really cool option at this camera. Now when we go back to the camera, this is our shutter here at the center. When we tap on this a little bit longer, we can get the series of picture. So it takes, for example, 20 pictures at just tapping on this a little bit longer. So this is really cool. Now let's move back to the settings and let's slide down to the general settings. Here at the first place we have an option with customize the camera. When we pick this we can pick some settings about our camera, like future layout. When we pick this we can manage this settings bar with the mouse. As you can see, we can manage this like that, for example. So let's stay on this. We can pick the camera modes if we want to see the tab or more panel. So this is how to manage this. We can pick also the colors of the camera. Now we are on the yellow color. We can pick the other ones. So for now let me stay on blue, for example, and apply. And also here we have the sound, so we can decide what our shutter has a sound. So from the default, this is how it looks like: retro, modern and film. So So let me stay on default and let's go back. Let's go back to the settings now and let's move to the save location info option. By using this button we can easily turn it off and turn it on, and this option allows us to save the information about the location where we take a picture in the details about it. Also here the important thing is that to make it work correctly when we want to save the actual location of our photo, we have to be connected with the internet, for example the Wi-Fi, and we have to turn on the location of this device. So remember about these two parameters to make it work. Now let me keep turn it on all of these settings. Let's go back to the camera and take another picture. Let's go again to the gallery here. This is our photo. When we tap on this we get access to more options about the gallery. Now let's move here to the right corner at the bottom to this one, and here let's pick the details. As you can see at the last position we have the location information, so greetings from Kraków, Poland. When we tap on this we go through to the Google Maps, so we can also check our location at the real map. So now let's go back to the camera and to the settings in the right corner, then to the left here. Let's slide down again to the general settings and let's focus on the shooter sound now. By using this button we can turn off the camera shutter sound and turn it on like that as we need. And after managing all of the settings, sometimes we want to go back to the auto settings. We can do it by using the last one option here. I want to show you restore default settings. When we pick this we can reset camera and OK, and it all goes back to the auto. So you can start using this from the beginning. And that's all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.